Hey guys, Sasha from netbooknews.com, and I'm finally doing the English version of my HP TouchPad review. I'm playing around with it now for 9 days, so I'm pretty sure that I've seen most of this tablet so far. That's a 16GB version, $4.99 before taxes over here in the US, and has 1GB of RAM and a 9.7-inch display. 1024 by 768 is the resolution. It's also an IPS display, like the iPad and iPad 2. It's definitely slightly thicker, as you can see. That's 13.7 millimeters, and it also weighs like 740 grams. Just to give you an idea, the iPad 2 is below 9 millimeters and only weighs, well, it weighs below 600 grams. In terms of CPU, we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon APQ 8060. That's the 1.2 gigahertz dual-core version. It is still based on the ARM v7 instruction set, so that means the fundament for this is an ARM Cortex A8, but Qualcomm did a little bit in terms of SIMD optimization, but still, I think it's one of the reasons why this device lacks a little bit of battery life. Even though this is a 6,300 mAh battery, well, I can't tell you anything about the voltage so far, but I ended up with like 6.5 to 7 hours of battery life, and I think compared to a Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, which is about 9 to 9.5 hours, and of course the iPad 2, 10, 11, 11.5 hours. That's definitely a disadvantage. But anyways, it is the very first webOS tablet, but still, in terms of the hardware, it kind of feels like an answer to the iPad 1, because I mean, it has one camera on the front. It's a 1.3 megapixel camera, and there is no camera on the back, but there are tons of fingerprints. So whoever came up with this finish, I don't know about this. But anyways, let's switch on the device and let's take a decent look at webOS. So let me switch off the light here so we can see all this a little bit better. I'm gonna zoom in. Here we go. So this is definitely something that I really like about this device. Oh, just went off. As you can see over here, as soon as I'm switching it on, you are seeing your instant messages, whether it's from email or from Facebook. So this is something very unique, and I really like it, and get totally into it. When we're looking at the desktop, it's very clean. We can see your favorite apps over here on the bottom. Let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. On the bottom, so we have the browser, email application, calendar, chat, and pictures. While I can get over here to the app screen. On the top left corner, we have HP webOS. I don't know who came up with this, as we wouldn't know that this is an HP touchpad. And what you can see over here are also little icons for the messages that you received, and so over there you can see I can just get this pull down menu, and then we have a little Wi-Fi icon, and we can go immediately to the settings and can switch on, or we can change the brightness, we can turn on the airplane mode and whatnot, and of course date and time and whatever. When we're taking a look at the desktop, you can see each and every application that you're opening is getting its own little window, and you can just switch in between these applications. But something that is new is the way they are stacking applications. So for example, the browser, which is a huge disadvantage, let's take a look at the browser, is not offering you any tab. So that means as soon as you're opening a new window, it's coming up with a new browser task, which is then stacking on top of the previous one. So how am I getting back to the home screen? Just swipe from the bottom to the top, and there you go. Right? And now you can see this idea of these cards and the stacking thing. And if you just want to close one, whether you can just swipe it up, or you can do it like on Angry Birds. Just put it back and hold on. Whee! There you go. So you know what, but let's stay with the browser because I think this is the most popular application we can think of, and we should take a look at the performance of it. So how does it look like in terms of double click to zoom? That's very fast, even though as soon as you're zooming out again, you can see how it has to render again. Okay, there you go. Could you zoom out even more? There you go. And now, watch out. When I'm doing pinch to zoom, it's kind of shaking somehow. Shivering or something. This is something that I've never seen on any other tablet so far, but I still believe HP can work on this as soon as they're getting out with releasing some updates. Let's open a little article on netbooknews.com so we can see how the website is getting rendered. Of course, this is also a matter of the bandwidth and the connection I'm using over here. Maybe I'm just downloading something on my notebook. Anyway, so let's take a look at this. That looks pretty decent. And again, when I'm scrolling up and down, can you see how it's shaking from the left to the right all the time? And it's kind of hard to have a clean scroll up and down, but besides that, I think it's fast and it works out. So let's close this one and let's take a look at a huge advantage. As you can see, first of all, it's all multitasking, so this little flash banner over here is still working, and this is of course a huge advantage compared to the iPad because this is supporting Flash, and it's supporting Flash in a very decent way. Let's close this one, or let's close it like this, that's easier. And over here I've been pre-caching the avatar trailer in 1080p. So let's do the play. Oh wait, I'm just turning on this, putting some volume up on the speakers, and let's do a playback. Oops.
Jake Sully?
So 1080p, super smooth playback. Well, if I would have pre-buffered it in a better way, but just believe me, 1080p is no problem for this device. Let's try a different one over here. What about this Ultimate Metrics trailer? And let's immediately switch over to 1080p. I can only let you know, never ever
That's it, Mr. Anderson. Who are you?
Try to run a YouTube video on the YouTube website in full screen, because you just can't close the window anymore. Whatever they did with it, it's horrible. Oh yeah, there we go, 1080p.
No.
Okay. Damn, I'm in San Francisco and I thought, you know what, that's the city of the internet. But obviously, the connection over here isn't the best one. Okay. Let's pre-buffer some more, and here we go.
Where I can't go, there is nowhere I won't find you.
That's pretty decent, huh? Look at this. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the BlackBerry Playbook. Anyways, 1080p works perfectly. Let's take a look at some other applications over here. The email app is very cool. What you can do is, whether you're using a Gmail account, Hotmail, whatever, you name it, POP3, Exchange, you can get all these different accounts over here on the far left column, and then in the middle column you have your inbox. If I would have another email account over here, of course the inbox will change, and then you can just take a look at the email over here, and you know what, you can see how this is then changing the view. So that's pretty cool. You saw that this was a little bit stuttering, so in general the webOS feels kind of sluggish. Can you see that? Especially when it's downloading something in the background, or especially when you go into the App Store and you're installing an app in the background. The whole system freezes like for some 2 seconds. Maybe we can just give it a try. Let's go to the app catalog. Over here, that's the one. Let's go to featured. Or maybe let's go to categories, not sure what's quicker. And let's download something. QVC for HP TouchPad, how about that? Okay. That took me a while. Okay, it's downloading. And again, you see that? It's, I don't know. Well, they can still work on it. And now watch out, installing. Maybe I should download a bigger application, but I think you could see it for some 2 seconds. Nothing was happening anymore. Let's try to go back. This little back button over here. And let's download something bigger. Well, games always works. So what about this Robotech HD? Okay, I'm downloading this one right now, and I'm opening an app over here. And we're going back to Netbook News. So I'm not sure if it's still downloading. Yeah, it is still downloading. There you go. Now watch out. As soon as it's installing, you can see that even though this should be all about multitasking, somehow it's just lacking this performance, and HP really needs to work on the code. This is something that the average user wouldn't appreciate so much. Okay, here we go. Now watch out. Now it's downloading, now it's installing. Saw that? Oops. Well, I tried to show it, but obviously this one was running pretty smooth right now. I'm pretty sure that I haven't received an update so far. So anyways, I still had these problems. It was freezing for a while, and yeah, that is, I think, at the moment the main disadvantage. And just believe me, it's really happening. Yeah. That was just a presentation effect, I guess. Anyways, what about pre-installed application or more pre-installed application? We have a calendar application where you can just integrate your Google Calendar, for example. And that's actually a pretty neat one. But this, it's nothing spectacular. That's definitely not a killer application. What I like about the chat application is you can also connect to the customer service of HP. I needed to do this on the very first day because I couldn't connect to the App Store, and it's kind of using this interface, which is pretty neat. More pre-installed applications over here. It only comes with a bunch of them. There's a music application, and guess what it does? Exactly, it plays music. So let's get rid of it, and let me just show you some application that I downloaded. And this one would be a good example to show you again what's happening as soon as an application is streaming some content from the internet, and how sluggish the overall performance will be if it would stream something. Okay, let's go to tech, and now it's loading some content. You see this? What's happening here? So yeah, this is happening all the time. Look at this. It just sucks. I'm sorry. So this has nothing to do with the app. It's happening with any kind of app, and I'm constantly getting confronted with this sluggish performance. There you go. Even by changing from one app to the other, because this app is still downloading data from the internet. There you go. Just sucks. I'm sorry, HP. What I really like about this device are the speakers. They are absolutely top-notch. These are the best tablet speakers I've ever experienced in my life. So how about putting on some music here? I downloaded this audiophile player, and let's see what we have here. How about some System of a Down? So that's not too bad, huh? So I really like the speakers. That's something unique about the TouchPad. Let's close this one again, and let's close that one again, and I think that's about it. I mean, the other pre-installed applications are kind of boring. You can make phone and video calls, that works. Amazon Kindle, of course, and, okay, that's another one that I would like to tell you is the native Facebook app, which is, in my opinion, the best Facebook app that is out there for a touchscreen device. And of course, we are going to face this problem again with streaming data from the internet. So let's close a couple of applications. Well, let's close them all. And let's take a look at the native Facebook application. So again, it has kind of this column thing going on that we already knew from the email application. Over here you have a column for your newsfeed, messages, events, name it. But what I really like about this is you can kind of filter your newsfeed. So for example, I only want to see photos or links or videos from my friends. Let's go for links. And then again, it takes a while until it's refreshing it. You can see now it's syncing. And then I can only see links, and again the sluggish performance. So the idea is pretty cool. Let's make it full screen over here, and then let's choose the magazine style, which is also very unique. There you go. It kind of reminds me of Flipboard or Zeit, but it is slow. See this? Okay, that's not too bad right now. Can you pinch to zoom? Nope. Well, why would you? So it's a very decent, you saw that again. I'm sorry, I'm rubbing it in with the performance because somehow I was kind of expecting something more on the performance side from the HP TouchPad. And yeah, that's about it. What about application? Around 300 TouchPad applications are available on the HP app catalog so far. And here we go. And so not so many really cool ones, a very unique one. There is, besides this Facebook app, there is no real killer application, but I'm sure you don't want to pay $500 just to get a Facebook app. HP really needs to work on this. There is definitely one advantage. Let's switch on the light again. There is one advantage. You can do software updates. But there is a huge disadvantage, HP. You can't do hardware upgrades. This device feels clumsy at the moment. I think your software isn't working in the proper way in combination with the fantastic Snapdragon APQ 8060 platform, especially with the Adreno 220 GPU. It should give you quite some advantage over the Tegra 2 competitors and might be even a little bit faster than the iPad 2. But somehow, yeah, HP missed this, and it feels like a public beater. So far, if you would ask me what kind of tablet I would recommend, just get the iPad 2. You could even get the iPad 1. It's super inexpensive right now. Or get a cheap Android Honeycomb tablet like the Asus ePad Transformer, which is my favorite one so far. And maybe you want to wait a little bit. If you're a real webOS fanboy, and if you're also looking into buying a Palm Pre 3, which might be interesting because they have some synergies and connection features in between the phone and the tablet, means you can receive calls over the tablet or SMS messages. Take a look at the HP TouchPad. It is a fantastic OS. I see the potential over there. But again, HP, sometimes it's better to wait a little bit, to be a little bit cooler and not to screw up your launch, because you can only launch once. And the launch of the HP TouchPad was so far, from tablets of the major brands, the global players, sorry to say this, the least impressive one. That's the HP TouchPad. I'm Sascha for netbooknews.com. Thanks for watching.